Good morning. My name is Neeraj. May I know your full name?
My name is Neha Sharma.
Hi Neha. Where are you from?
I'm from Pune, India.
Alright. Can I see your identification, please?
Sure.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Now, in this first part, I would like to ask you some questions about yourself.
Okay.
Let's talk about weekends.
Okay.
On which day of the week do you take your week off?
I usually have my weekly off on Saturday and Sunday.
What do you usually do on weekends?
During the weekends, I'm usually caught up with my household work. So on Saturday, my day is usually spent doing laundry, cooking, cleaning. And Sunday, I prefer to go out with my friends or families, preferably for a movie or in a restaurant.
Okay. Do you think that your weekends are enough for you?
Yeah, I think my weekends are quite enough for me because I work only for about 45 hours during the week. So 2 days off are more than enough for me.
Okay. What do you think you will do this weekend?
This weekend, I don't have any plans as such, but like most of the weekends, I might as well just go for a movie or a cafe with my friends.
All right. Now let's talk about some newspapers and magazines.
Okay.
Which newspapers do you usually read?
I usually read Times of India or the Hindu. Sometimes I also try reading newspapers in my regional language, which is Marathi.
All right. Why do you read these newspapers?
Uh, I read Hindu because the news articles in that newspaper are particularly very authentic, in my opinion. Other than that, Times of India is merely for the sake of reading entertainment-related news, and just to keep in touch with my regional language, I read regional like newspapers in the local language.
Okay. What kind of articles are you interested in?
I am mostly interested in articles which are related to the education and development, and sometimes also articles which are related to social issues such as women empowerment, feminism.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever read a newspaper or a magazine in a foreign language?
Could you please repeat the question?
All right. Have you ever read a magazine or a newspaper in a foreign language?
Yeah, so a couple of years ago I was learning German, so I attempted reading a couple of newspapers in German, but I was not able to understand the news very properly.
Okay. Do you think that reading any newspaper or a magazine in a foreign language help you to learn that language?
Maybe to an extent, I don't fully agree with this, but I feel it could be a good step if you have basic understanding of the language. But I don't think it's a good idea to right away start reading a newspaper in any foreign language if you don't know anything about that language.
Okay. Now that's end of part 1, and now we'll go to part 2.
Okay.
In this part, I'm going to give you a topic. You will speak on it for about 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Now, before you speak, I will give you a situation and 4 questions.
Okay.
And on this cue card, you will prepare
Okay.
for about 1 minute.
Okay.
If you wish, you can take notes as well. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So this is your topic, and this is paper and the pen.
Thank you.
You have exactly 1 minute to prepare. I would like you to talk about a restaurant you enjoyed going to.
Okay.
Your time starts now.
Okay.
So your 1 minute is up.
Okay.
Please start speaking.
So I would like to talk about this restaurant called Katha Cafe, where I went recently with my friends. It is located on FC Road in Pune, and the reason we chose this restaurant was because I had heard very good reviews about this cafe, and also it was very convenient for all of my friends. We were planning to meet there for a college reunion. So because it was convenient, we decided to choose this place. There are a lot of interesting variety of dishes which are available at this restaurant, but we ended up having a lot of sandwiches, burgers, a couple of fries, and iced tea. And the prices were also pretty affordable. The reason why I enjoyed eating at this restaurant was mainly because of the ambience and the kind of food that they served. This restaurant happens to be a book cafe, so you get to read a lot of books as you eat. And secondly, it is also pet friendly, so in case you want to tag along your pet with you, they won't really frown. So these two things made the experience even more enjoyable for me, and I think I definitely recommend this restaurant to everybody in Pune.
Alright, quite well.
Okay.
Now this is the end of part 2. Now we'll move to part 3.
Okay.
Now let's talk about restaurants.
Okay.
Why do you think people like to go to restaurants to celebrate any important occasion?
I think people prefer going to restaurants for celebrating important occasions. The main reason behind that is that you don't have to end up doing all the cooking and cleaning at home. At restaurants, it's very convenient when you have to celebrate something, so that you are not distracted with your household chores.
Very well. Which are more popular in your country, fast food restaurants or the regular restaurants?
I think both are equally popular in my country. Most of the youngsters, adolescents, they prefer to go to fast food restaurants, but most of the adults nowadays have become very health conscious, which is why they prefer going to traditional restaurants for healthy meals.
Quite well. Okay. Some people say that food in expensive restaurant is always better than that in a cheap restaurant. What do you think?
In my experience, I think food at expensive restaurants is any day much better, because every time when I've eaten at cheaper restaurants, I've ended up falling sick. Whereas at the expensive restaurants, I'm really sure about hygiene standards being maintained. So I definitely feel that food at expensive restaurants is better.
Okay. Let's talk about producing food. Do you think that we will have greater choice of food in a mall or in a shop in the future compared to what we have now?
Yeah, definitely. Because if we see now, a lot of flavors are being introduced. If you take little things like cornflakes or oats. So, seeing the trends now, I just feel this is going to keep on increasing, and in the future, we might have a lot of options in the food at malls.
Very well. What effect does the modern technology have on the way we produce our food?
I think the modern technology has had a very significant effect on the way the food is being produced. Earlier, I think most of the things were handmade, and that was kind of unhygienic also, but especially bread or puris, which were made in the Indian market. But nowadays, everything is made on machines, and again, this guarantees a lot of hygiene. So I think this is the change which has been brought out because of modern technology.
Quite well. How important is it for a country to produce the food that they need for their population?
I think it's very important, because importing food from other countries is not at all cost effective. It could be really bad for the economy. So I think it's always safer to produce all the food that we need in our own country.
Quite well. This is the end of part 3 and hence the end of the test.
Okay.
Thank you.